Usually, if we have a reason to lighten up this programme with some music, we save it to the end. Not this week. Queen performing in Frankfurt in 1979. We asked Roger Taylor, the drummer, to reminisce about touring Europe with Freddie Mercury.
Personally, I thought touring in Europe was the most interesting place to tour because of all the many, many cultures. We'd be changing our currency every day. And it was an absolute pain in the arse. But we were one of the sort of common denominators. You know, rock and roll and our brand of music is pretty much accepted everywhere within Europe. So that was an amazing thing, to find all these completely different types of audiences with different languages, all really getting off on our music. We were very lucky to be an English band because in the 70s and maybe some of the 80s, we were leading the world. We had the best bands in the world, and you know, I'd like to think we were one of them. And that was what we were really good at, and we were bringing our wares to so many different cultures, and which was an absolutely wonderful position to be in.
Roger Taylor was one of the top musicians, more than 100 of them, who signed an open letter to the government complaining about the impact that Brexit will have on their ability to tour in Europe.
Borders, what a dreadful invention of mankind. And so we're just putting up another one, and I think it's a dreadful retrograde step.
And do you think, you talked about British music, English stars having huge standing and being really distinctive in those days, do you think the same is true now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have to think about that one. Well, we've definitely got some of the leading artists in the world at the moment, not so much groups anymore. But for instance, we've got people like Ed Sheeran and Adele, who are sort of global leaders, you know, in terms of concerts. And then you've got the old dinosaurs like ourselves.
Very fine dinosaurs, if I may say so. But although I think you've had to postpone your tour, haven't you? Till next
We have,
year.
yes. I think, like a lot of other people, is just not really workable at the moment, is it, with the COVID pandemic?
It points up the fact that, of course, all these difficulties associated with Brexit come on top of a very tough period for the music industry generally.
Yes. I mean, I know, for instance, all our road crew, all the guys that make our touring work, they're the ones that have suffered. Not so much for the artists. We can fall back on our songwriting, on our publishing. They can't. It's a daily, weekly job for them. And so it's made it really hard for our industry, I suppose you want to call it. Very hard indeed.